Hello and welcome to another Opium Potter's Console Alternatives, and we are back again with another handheld console. This is the Retro Pocket Games. It's made by Orb, which seems to be quite a big company here for these small devices. I bought this during the Christmas period when there was tons of these all over all of the shops, including big supermarkets and the smaller shops as well. Orb is seen quite frequently here, and I've seen it on the internet. It seems to be quite a big company for making these sort of rip-off consoles. As you can see, this one here, the Retro Pocket Games, including over 150 8-bit games. Now, for a proper company making this stuff that I haven't bought from China, 150 games is quite a lot. Normally they're bragging around 20 to 30 games and trying to make a console similar to the NES Mini. As you can see, this one is very similar to the Game Boy Micro, was it called? And it seems like it's gone for the sort of Japanese colour theme for that as well. It does have their brand on it. I do personally like it when they actually put their brand on stuff, because it shows that they've got a little bit of commitment to the product and some liability as well. On the back, it's quite reflective, so it's quite hard to show, but Retro Pocket Games includes over 150 8-bit games. Shows you some of the controls there. So we've got volume, reset, start, and it just says LCD screen. It shows a few games in there. It looks like they're probably NES games, like they frequently are. And it's in this packaging, which is a shame, because once I've opened it, there's no way of putting it back in the packaging. And it just says with LCD screen. It seems like that's something they really want to brag about, with a backdrop here of someone holding the console, which is quite interesting. It's quite plain packaging. There's not much in the back. But, you know, it looks okay. The screen is tiny, though, isn't it? But I suppose it was on the Game Boy Micro. And it does look quite plastically. So in the packaging, I have sadly sliced the instructions in half. But again, they should expect this, because people will cut this open. They'll cut it open. There's no other way of opening it. You can't open it with your hands. So they should be expecting people to do this. So if you're going to put it in this packaging, they should probably make these instructions as small as the device, the place where you're not going to cut. And as for the instructions, it looks like I've actually just mainly cut off the images at the top. So we've still got some reading. Just talking about the battery, so it does take 3 AAA batteries, it seems. And then it's just all in different languages. But that is for your reading pleasure, if you like. Here is the system itself. So Retro Arcade. Screen looks okay, actually. It's got some dust and stuff inside there. Buttons are spongy rubber, which, as you've probably heard me say before, I personally don't like that style. I'd rather go for a hard plastic. One thing I noticed straight off the bat is that D-pad, which is separate buttons, which I will always despise. There's no reason anymore to not build one with an actual D-pad. There used to be in the past, but not so much anymore. This gold is almost certainly a sticker, which can easily come off. And this bit around the screen looks a little bit cheap and nasty. Let's open it up and we'll pop some batteries in there. Don't know why it just says thumbs up there, but it does. And as Ashens would say, 0 to 3 sad onions. So let's open it up. Inside the battery compartment, a little sort of carry lanyard sort of thing. That would probably go onto here, so we'll get that attached as well. Okay, the batteries are in. I should have probably read them instructions. We have a sort of on slider here, and that is an awful screen. Let's see what I can do. Okay, I've turned off a couple of lights, and the screen isn't too bad actually. It just looked really bad on the camera when first opening it. I would personally say that this screen here and this settings menu or whatever is pretty poor. Match Stickman. Now, what the hell are these buttons even? It doesn't have an A or a B button. Start then, I guess. I have never seen this game on one of these consoles before. Start then. And I'm versus no one? Oh, okay. This is like an old Flash game of its time. Okay. The FPS is a bit poor, to be honest. But quite unique that it's got this little game on it. I don't know what this is built for, but it's interesting. Definitely wasn't the NES or anything like that. Or maybe it was and I'm just unaware of it. But we'll go back to the menu. Okay. Football, let's play it. What is this for? Don't know this game as well. Do say if you know what these games are, because I have no clue. Interesting. I don't really recognise most of these games. Maybe these are their own games, which you don't often see in these. You might see some hacks or some sort of remakes for the NES, like the Angry Birds and Flappy Birds. Frog Jump, that's got to be a Frogger clone. Frog Jump 2, it's number 2. Oh. Oh, I've got to pick a... What the hell am I doing? Have I got to get him over to the other side? Game over. Well, it didn't tell me what to do, so I don't know how it expected me to succeed there. Dinosaur War? I don't know what that button does, but it seems to back me out. Maybe it's a back button, and this is the A button. Probably should have read them instructions properly, although I did cut them in half, so it was quite hard to. Stage 1, let's do it. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm the big... Oh, Jesus, I breathe fire. Didn't know dinosaurs did that. Oh, am I going to have to defend my baby? Go away! Jesus, what's wrong with people? Oh, he's back again! Got him! This is shit. Let's try Rocket Man. They've all got a very similar style, haven't they? It's like it's all been made by the same person with the same assets. Oh God. Am I just avoiding this stuff? Is this like a terrible version of Flappy Birds? I've got a high score up there. And it just reuses that same sound over and over. Jesus. Dead. Let's play Same Birds. I wonder if it's a Flappy Birds knockoff. No, it's... Oh God, it's... Oh, for God's sake. Let's try Monkey Jump. Am I just a man jumping over monkeys? So really, I don't actually know what to say about this console, to be honest. It's unique in a way that it has its own games, which I'm glad for that. I don't like the user interface. The games are mainly pretty bad. I'd rather they just reused old NES games or some old hacks or ports to the NES. But that aside, you know, it's got some unique games, so we have to remember that. The system itself, I hate the buttons. I hate these two buttons here. I hate that they're not obvious what they do. Start pattern's fine, we got a restart button and a sound button, but these two here don't really know what they're doing or what they're for. The sound's okay. It sounds fine. And the way it's built, the plastic is cheap. This will probably break in no time. I do like that they've included its own little sort of carry string. It takes 3 batteries, which is okay, you know, I don't know what else to expect. And the form factor's awful, and they're literally just trying to rip off the Game Boy Micro. That's really all they've got here for that. It's okay, but I wouldn't... I mean, I think this was £10 when I bought this from the shop. I personally wouldn't recommend... I think it's just... Is it just died for no reason? Okay. The screen's really small. I think there's many other consoles that were not only cheaper but better that I would recommend going for before this. I think really Orb have let themselves down a little bit here. The only thing that is kind of cool is that it has unique games that I've not seen in other places. So if you're looking for a bit more of a unique experience when it comes to these type of consoles, then this could be something for you. If you're not, and you actually want the more for nostalgia and playing old games, then I wouldn't waste your time with this.